Information and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
To Making Money with Laura Sanders, a name you can trust. With over 20 years of real estate experience and selling over 150 homes a year, Laura Sanders is the #1 RE/MAX agent in the state of Florida for 2021. Join us each week as we discuss how to make money through buying and flipping homes, to renting versus selling, and everything in between. To join the conversation, call in live. 888-994-4995. Studio A.
Hi, and welcome to Making Money with Laura Sanders, and I am your host, Laura Sanders. So normally I interview the person, but today it looks like I'm going to get interviewed. So we're going to welcome Freddy, who's going to interview me about how I can help you make money.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I gotta tell you, I'm excited to do the show. We've done, and Dawn's gonna be joining me. She's on my right over here because she was doing something she's not on camera. Or you can use camera 4.
Good. Thank you very much.
Camera 4. I'm excited because this is a real exciting time, making money in our community.
Okay.
And I've seen all the people that you've done in the past with shows and things of that nature, all the different parts and aspects. So I'm gonna ask you, how does media help you in Making Money with Laura? How does it make sense to do this in your business?
Well, that's a good question. So today I was on an appointment and the customer asked me what makes me different than other realtors, right? Why should they pick me? And I will tell you, times are changing drastically. They're changing in a way that online media is super important. So, this is on the air, but it's also streaming live, and everything's based on content, and content is what's creating organic movement on the internet. And organic movement on the internet is bringing whatever you're naming, talking about to the top of the internet, which is then driving more business to your business. So although it takes time to build, and it's kind of like a magazine, right? If you advertise in a magazine once and you say, oh my God, I didn't get any calls, so let me just stop. You shouldn't even spend your money that one time on the magazine. That's a waste. Because everything takes time to build. Everything's a building block. Build, right? So one of the things I know about myself, even though I'm doing this, I am doing some other things wrong that I could do better. Number one, a lot of people would probably like to know who I am and how I got to where I'm at, especially if you want to be a realtor. So if you were to go and look at the numbers, you would say, wow, how did that girl do that? How come she can do that? Why am I not doing that? And there's a lot of different aspects to that. So number one, working hard. One time I had a friend say to me, I don't understand why you make, all these people come to you to sell their house. And I said, well, what time is it? And she says, 11 o'clock. I said, well, what are you doing? She goes, I'm getting ready to get in the shower. So you're still in your pajamas? Yes. People sometimes have sense of entitlement. And even those that do well have sense of entitlement. And the one thing that I think that every person should be is grateful for whatever you have. Because once you change that sense of entitlement, the attractiveness of it is no longer attractive. And you want to bring people to you to do what's right for them. And although that might sound like a bunch of BS, I truly believe in that. And I believe that if you do the right by others, everything in the universe will come right back around. There's always going to be things that come back and smack you in the back. It's going to happen. That's normal. I believe that too. Like, I think about it, I'm like, wow, Whitney Houston died at 50, but what an amazing singer, right? But she died at 50. And I know I'm comparing this to different things. Look at Prince, he died at 50. Look at Michael Jackson. These people had amazing lives. They were amazing people. You looked and you were like, I want to be Michael Jackson. I want to be Whitney Houston. I want to be Prince. I want to be all these people. And they had greatness, and they had money, and they had fame, and they had everything you could ever think you would want in life. But then they died at 50. So somebody, I'm not saying that they did, but I'm just saying, in general, you want everything in life to be perfect, and it's not always going to be perfect, and having all the money isn't going to be the best thing, but in the end, doing right by other people. And so when I say that, if I take your listing to your house, it's not a listing, it's a relationship. And building a relationship is really important for me, and it's kind of weird. Like, my husband and I, we have conversations sometimes. They're weird conversations, not weird, but like, one thing you want from your customer, especially in a non-residual base environment, which is real estate, is once your client calls you back to ask you, should I buy this car? Should I buy this house? Should I do this investment? What do you think if I hire this and I do this? You've now created a relationship. And to me, you're not always creating relationships. If they never call you back again, there's no relationship. So once you do business with me, welcome to my crazy family, because now you're part of my family, and if I think of something that might be helpful to you, I'm going to let you know, I'm going to call you. It's not about, we're done, I got my paycheck, let's move on.
So you're not just grabbing the check and running?
Yeah, I got paid yesterday on a very nice deal. Or the day before. I called them yesterday, and I knew that my locksmith went out to them. And I knew that some painters went out to them, and I called them and I said, I'm just checking in. I already got paid. I was like, is there any other people that you need to get things so you can move in when your stuff comes on Friday? And they're like, no, we're good. But we probably will call you back, because she wanted to make the sink bigger. And I said, yeah, call me anytime. Like, I'm not bothered by you calling me again, but some people are like, I'm done, let's move on, let's go, come on, we're done.
So it's not just the one sale, it's repeated business.
But it's not even about the repeated business or the referrals. I mean,
you're servicing the client.
Listen, everybody needs to work. Everybody needs to work and make money. Do I need your money today? Not necessarily. I mean, I'm in sales. It's quarterly based, right? What you do tomorrow will count for next week, right? What you did 3 months ago counted for now. But at the same time, if you don't do good by others, what is that going to do for you?
Exactly. And it's funny because in the real estate game, you usually say to yourself, I'm only as good as my last deal, because you may not have another deal for the rest of the year. Now, I was in real estate for 17 years. I never...
Is that where your hair went?
It disappeared.
Okay.
I never solicited for a piece of business in 17 years, because I did the same thing you do. I went in and I serviced the client. I bought them mops and pans and everything else to clean up and everything else.
I have Mr. Clean sponges in the back of my car, and I hand them to clients all the time. Today, it was funny, so we were doing some stuff, and I told the lady what we needed to do, and I actually put some money out for her because she didn't have the money to put out for some repairs. And I had her sign an agreement that she's just going to pay me back, and she was like, oh my God, this looks amazing. And I was like, it does. So we're doing some stuff with the pillows, and I said, do you have a decorative pillow just to put at the end right there? She's like, no, I don't have that. The photographer's laughing, because I'm like, let me go out to my car, I'll be right back. I come back, I put a pillow down.
You put the pillow.
Yeah, all right. If you need a bucket and a pail, I got it in my car too. What do you need? I got it. My poor car. But like, it's even thinking outside the box, okay? For instance, I was really proud of myself, and being that I feel like I'm learning every day, I had gotten a lead, and they had listed with me, and it was a father's place. The dad is actually a resident in, I think, like Connecticut. This here was just an investment property, like they would, snowbirds. So, there's a lot of things when it comes down to probate and, life estates and all these fun things. So he's in care. So I don't know if most people know this, but when somebody's in care, you can't take that money from a house, and sell their house and take that money and put it in your pocket, like if it's your parents. You can't do that. That money has to be, you have to show where that money went so that money can take care of the parents' care. So the parents have to deposit that in their account. Now, this parent happened to get sick and was on a feeding tube, and they weren't sure if he was going to make it or not. And so one of the attorneys was like, oh, let's just he didn't know the whole story. He's like, let's just quick claim it over to one of the sons. And I said, we can't do that. That's against the law. And he's like, oh yeah, you're right. And before I'd even talked to the attorney, I already knew. I told my client, I'm going to send you to an attorney so you can go ahead and put a ladybird deed on it. And so that, by me saying that and getting that done within 2 hours, if he had died within a day or 2 days, which thank God he hadn't died, but if he had, the ladybird deed would have avoided probate, which because people, it's not his homestead. So if it was his homestead, then they could have done a summary of judgment, but this isn't. So it's going straight to probate. And by doing something as little as leaving it to one of the kids and putting a ladybird deed, you could put all your kids on it, and then they get it, and they don't have to go through probate. And I'm not an attorney, nor do I play one on TV, but little things when you hire somebody that they know things to do. This guy was like, "You're a genius." I'm like, "Oh, don't make my head any bigger than it is." But I
you do have a world of knowledge.
I have a world of knowledge that it impresses me sometimes, but also knows that I'm doing the right thing for my client. So, for instance, when a lot of agents first get their license, there's so much information. So, stuff like that made my client money, because if that had gone to probate,
would have been a big problem.
$4,000 or $5,000 just to get this ball rolling.
Yeah. Just to get an attorney.
Well, yeah, just to get the attorney, then you got to pay the courts and the time. You're going to pay the maintenance fees. You're going to do this. Now we'd already told the tenant to move and all that fun stuff.
Now, how do people, if they want to get in contact with you to get some of this juicy information, how do they get in contact with you?
So the best way to get a hold of me is to give me a call at 954-650-0827. You can email me at lauraess@bellsouth.net. Yes, I've had it for a long time. And you can also go to my website at Laura Sell, and it has a link where you can reach out to me. You can Google my name. I'm pretty much all over the internet for real estate.
954-650-0827. Give Laura a call if you want to get the inside track. And then sometimes selling a house, buying a house, markets change.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, the markets are different in different aspects of Florida. It's not the same here like it is over there. The game has changed a little bit.
So I think what we'll do is let's go to commercial break, and then I can tell you how I can help you remodel your house for 0% interest, and you can reimburse back at closing. So let's go to commercial and see our sponsors.
Whether you're buying, selling, refinancing, or building your dream home, you have a lot riding on your loan specialist. Max Fish, a top 1% mortgage loan officer in the nation, will give you a same-day qualifying quote. Max Fish is committed to providing his customers with mortgage services that exceed their expectations. Ensuring that you make the right choice for you and your family is his ultimate goal. Contact Max Fish today at 954-729-6933 or max.fisch@nwmcorp.net.
At Title Brothers LLC, our mission is to give you the best closing experience anywhere in the country. Founded in 2020 by Adam Lohman and Josh Wiseman, here at Title Brothers, we're your one-stop shop for residential real estate, title insurance, title and escrow services, real estate closing, and due diligence services. While primarily located in South Florida, we also host dozens of closings throughout the state and even electronically as requested. To contact the Title Brothers, call us at 954-995-4988 or visit our website and get a quick quote today.
You have been watching Making Money with Laura. For more information, contact Laura Sanders at 954-650-0827 or visit her website at thelaurazell.com. And now back to the show.
Hi, and welcome back to Making Money with Laura Sanders, and I am your host, Laura Sanders. So have you ever thought about that you want to sell your house, but you don't have the money, you know that it could show better, you know you could get more money, you're feeling a little overwhelmed, you're feeling like, what do I do, where do I start? Now, what if I told you I have a program, me, not Remax, me, I have a program where you can borrow the money at 0% interest, pay it back at closing, and have your house look like $1 million. Okay, maybe not $1 million, but $1 million.
How much can you do that with? How much money?
Well, it depends. So that's really open to discussion. Obviously, it wouldn't be $1 million, but it could be 10. It could be 20,000. It depends on what it is, right? You have to have equity in your home, but that's something that I can determine with you. And you have to sign an agreement that if you don't pay it back, guess what? It's a lien on your house. But that's, to me, in the end, you're going to get every single plus. I'll give you a couple ideas. So I had one lady that called me. She had a property in Kings Point. It was 260 as is condition. So just under 18,000 was spent, and looked amazing. We listed it for, I told her it was going to sell for 315 at the time that we sat down with the numbers. By the way, this is not when the market was growing anymore. Market has now been pretty level, pretty stable, and got an offer right away, cash, 315. We ended up closing at 340.
Wow.
So that 18, and it was a little under 18, that 18 got her, right? I told her it was 260, right? So it sold for, that's 80 minus the 18, so that's $63,000, 62 and change. Had another guy was listed in Boynton. In this particular instance, they didn't need the money from us. They said to me, drop the price, because the feedback was, and I do give feedback on a weekly basis, the feedback was, don't like the floor plan, don't like the floor plan. Had a brand new roof. The guy says to me, lower it 50,000. I said, I don't want to do that. Now that would be the easy thing for me to do, right? And I don't always take the easy way out. I kind of get a thrill out of getting you more money. It's great to know you did a good job for somebody. And so I said, give me $10,000. He ended up giving me $10,400. New tile backsplash in the kitchen, new shaker white cabinet doors in the kitchen, new beautiful granite countertops, because it had emerald green countertops, right? And the house wasn't that old. It was probably like 19 years old, right? But green seemed to have been in back 19 years ago. Even mauve countertops. Like, what were people thinking?
My kitchen has a green countertop.
We're going to have to talk. So, anyway,
It does.
get rid of it immediately.
But let me ask you. Okay, so the bigger the house, you got $1 million, $1.5 million house, and I want $100,000. Is this program doable on the sale of the house? $1.5 million.
That really depends on how much equity you have. That's probably a little more than what would be given. But again, it's on a case-by-case basis. It really needs to be. And sometimes you got to be careful, because some people aren't really serious about selling. And
But then you're stuck with a no.
right, that's why you got to really, everything's a case-by-case basis, and see, not everybody's going to qualify, but yeah, it could be a possibility, because that 100 has to make you at least another 200 on top of it. You can't spend 100 and get 10 more thousand out of it. That
What if you
100,
didn't own any mortgage on the house?
well, that'd be perfect,
Because
right?
now you're
Because now
flipping.
you're going to go first lien on it.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like, you got to always, every deal is going to be, analyzed differently to see, is it going to make sense? Am I going to get enough money back out? Nobody's going to spend 100 to get 120,
No,
right?
no.
Because now you're only getting 20. But like I said, this one that I was doing up in Boynton, it had wallpaper. We took the wallpaper down. We did the cabinets. We did this. We changed the green carpet and put it back on the market, and had 3 offers in 5 days. People fall in love with a feeling. Like, I just put a house in Boca under contract. It was listed with another agent. I had 160-inch drapes put in. And they weren't expensive. We got them off of Etsy. The worst part was just hanging them.
Correct.
Your arms hurt after a while hanging them up there. So,
But it makes a big difference on the look.
oh my God. And we had 2 offers where it was listed with another agent for 292 days. I have another listing right now under contract that was listed with another realtor for 3 months, and the owner said to me multiple times, he says, I asked her multiple times, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? And I walked in and I said, the first thing I always say is, though, are you going to get offended? And a lot of times I don't even want to tell you till you hire me, because the bottom line is like, this is what I'm good at, and why should I give it to you for free? So I don't feel that people should be offended if I don't want to tell you what I think you should do. I'm never going to make you spend anything that's ridiculous. And if you really want to know, let me tell you, right?
But you have an idea of what would sell.
I don't have an idea. I know.
You have a blueprint. So, but the person has
Right,
to
and it
trust
works,
you. Fine.
right.
Well, that's the bottom
So
line.
you have 3 things: price, condition, location. You and I, whoever the seller is, you know your location. You know whether it's good or not, right? price is determinative of condition. So you either improve the condition or improve the price. But if you want to improve the price, you're going to lose a lot more on price than you're going to lose on improving the condition. And sometimes the price can be risen to reflect condition. And somebody said to me, well, will you guarantee that? I don't guarantee anything in life because I can't guarantee that the market doesn't change. Because if you take your time letting people in or getting things done, when I'm saying, let's go, come on, come on, come on. And I had a lady text me today, she goes, your people have been amazing. And that's the other thing, like, I know most times I'm sending my people in to get it done so that we can get on the market. I'm not dilly-dallying. And I can tell you, like, I just hired somebody and they were like, in one day, you've done more than the person I work for in a whole entire month. I'm constantly on the phone. This is Laura, this is Laura, this is Laura. But I'm going to get it done. That's the bottom line. And if I have to be up till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning to get your stuff done, I'm going to get it done. And that is what makes Laura Sanders.
Well, it feels like there's a sense of urgency to get things accomplished.
Of course.
And in the market, sometimes people sit back thinking that somebody's going to knock at the door, and it never happens. Because they think that magically, because you put a coat of paint on the house, it's going to sell. It doesn't work that way.
I was just saying the other day that I felt like there's a specific car I wanted, and I had never test drove it. And I said, when I finally test drove the car, right, I said it was like that house you drive by every day and you're like, I love this house on the outside. And one day you get to go in the house on the inside and you're like, it's not that nice. It's really not. And that's how I felt about the car. So I was like, okay.
How do people get in touch with you, Laura?
So if you want to talk to me about real estate and want to pick my brain a little bit for free, I can do that. 954-650-0827. And you can email me at lauraess@bellsouth.net, or you can always check my website at laurasell.com.
And if she meets with you, she's going to have a plan. If you meet with her, you're going to have a plan. You're going to have something that's going to work in your favor, which everybody says. You have the LeBron James rep. Everybody tells me she's the player. She's the one that you want to deal with.
I don't know, but your roofer's been a godsend.
Has he?
Oh my God.
Actually,
I can't even tell you because that would just be illegal on radio.
He's fantastic.
Fantastic.
I gotta tell you.
And we can't tell anybody unless you call us.
That's right. And he fixed my roof.
Oh my gosh.
And with all this rain, I've been lighting a candle, hoping, oh my God, I hope it doesn't. And my
I
God,
thought you were
it is
getting, oh, you didn't get the
dry.
new. Oh my God.
is
So
dry.
roofer told my client, guys, you got to hear this, but if you want it, you got to hire me. Told my client $6,800, right? So my client, I say, call this guy. Calls him. $2,000.
That's awesome.
So tells my client, I don't even, okay, should I even say this on the radio? You don't know if it's listed, been listed, gone. So says to my client, you need a new roof. Then we get all these repairs done, and then somebody else comes out and says, yeah, no, we got a long time left of life on it. And I'm like, my client's like, you the bomb. I was like, no, Freddie and Dot are the bomb.
I got a deal.
Yeah.
I got a deal. It was quoted $75,000 for repairs. Him and his brother, $10,000.
Right? Like 75,000. So
2 minutes already?
2 minutes.
That's it?
It's because we talk about things we love.
I gotta tell you, you gotta call this lady, and if you're listening to my voice, I guarantee you she'll make a deal work, make a deal work right. And now that you came out with this thing, I got exciting news.
Yes.
We are gonna open up a Roku Amazon Fire channel for you.
Oh yeah, how does that work?
We're gonna put you on television because we think that what you do is so important for the community. You're gonna have your own channel in there. We're gonna put your shows in there. We're gonna drive the traffic in there and to your website because I think it's about time people learn more about Laura.
Well, thank you very much. That's
Not a
exciting.
problem.
So, well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining Making Money with Laura. If you want to make money, or you want to save money, or you just need to know something, I probably know the answer. And if I don't, I'll tell you I don't. So give me a call, Laura Sanders, and have a great night, guys.
Thank you for tuning in for Making Money with Laura Sanders, a name you can trust. To join the conversation, call us at the studio, 888-994-4995 Studio A, or contact Laura directly at 954-650-0827. Laura Sanders, a name you can trust. We look forward to seeing you